going to start with the next part, which is nothing but organic chemistry. Okay, so in the organic chemistry we are going to learn one by one. First one, we are going to start about the general organic chemistry. Okay, so if you people are perfect in general organic chemistry part 1 and part 2, that means 60 to 70% of organic chemistry you people can easily do. So the main basics required for organic chemistry is that you should be perfect in GOC part 1 as well as GOC part 2. So in today's class we are going to start with GOC part 1, which is nothing but general organic chemistry part 1. Okay, so before going to start the chapter, let me discuss few important points which are there in your NCERT book. Okay, right. So let us start the first point. So write down the first point. The first organic compound, the first organic compound, organic compound uh, is synthesized in lab is urea. Very important point. So what was the first organic compound which was synthesized in the lab is urea. So before going to that, let me explain you first of all what is the meaning of organic. So organic is a special category in the chemistry which deals with carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and some other elements such as sulfur, nitrogen. So mostly it is going to be dealing with what all the compounds which are made up of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Those compounds are categorized under organic chemistry. Okay, so but out of all, who is the main head of organic chemistry? Carbon is the main head of organic chemistry. Okay, so so indirectly I can say that the first organic compound synthesized in our lab is urea. Okay, next, what is the structure of urea? The structure of urea is NH2 C double bond O NH2. Okay, next, moving to the next important point regarding urea. So when you calculate its molar mass is 60 grams. So instead of wasting your time in the exam drawing the structure and finding the molar mass, just directly remember molar mass of urea is 60 grams. Okay, now what happened? Now the next question is, ma'am, who synthesized this urea? There is one scientist, his name is Wohler. Okay, so we will generally call it as a Wohler synthesis. Okay, right. So let me try to give that equation. So NH4 CNO. Okay, the name of this chemical is ammonium cyanide. Ammonium cyanide. Cyanide. Ammonium cyanide. Okay, which upon heating gave NH2 C double bond O NH2. Okay, and the name of this chemical is what? Urea. Okay, generally ammonium cyanide is a inorganic compound. This is an inorganic compound. After heating, it converted to what? Organic compound. Organic compound. So the complete reaction, we are going to call it as what? Wohler synthesis. Clear till here? So inorganic compound upon heating it converted to organic compound. Okay, so now we'll say that, ma'am, like in what point of view they are going to ask in the exam. So remember, they will ask you hybridization or etc. They may ask you oxidation state. What was oxidation state before nitrogen and after nitrogen? So they may ask you anyway. Okay, right. So next, before going to start the complete basics, let us go with the next point, which is there in our NCERT book. Few important points according to our NCERT book. Okay, so next, write down some important organic compounds. Some important organic compounds. Organic compounds. Right. So the first important organic compound is CHCl3. Okay, so these are few things you people have to by heart. CHCl3. The name of CHCl3 is nothing but chloroform. Chloroform. So you should, this chloroform is repeatedly used in organic chemistry in the chemical reaction. So what's the formula of chloroform? CHCl3. Okay. Next point regarding this chloroform, it is used as anesthetic. That is, in anesthesia they are going to use this chemical. Okay. Next, the second chemical is CHI3. If CHCl3, the name of CHCl3 is chloroform. The name of CHI3 is what? Iodoform. Okay. And next, where we are going to use, it is used as antiseptic. That is nothing but in medicine use. Next, third one is COCl2. COCl2. The name of this chemical is phosgene. Okay. And it is poisonous. The specialty of COCl2 is what? It is very poisonous. If you go through the structure of COCl2, it looks like C double bond O, Cl and Cl. So this is the structure of COCl2, which is nothing but phosgene. Okay, so these are only few important points which is there in your NCERT, like introduction page. Okay, now we are going to start the basics related to GOC, the actual chapter. So write down the first basics is hybridization. Let us learn how to solve hybridization in organic chemistry. Okay, so let us see the hybridization. So before going to start the hybridization, let me give few important points. So in the complete organic chemistry, we people are mainly focusing on carbon, and you people know that carbon can form only 4 bonds. The highest number of bonds a carbon can form is 4 bonds. So whenever you are writing any formulas, any structure, make sure that the carbon should not have more than 4 bonds. Okay, next question is, ma'am, why only carbon? Why not nitrogen? Why not phosphorus? As you people know, carbon is the one with highest catenation. Okay, next point, you can say that in nature, wherever you go, you can find most of the compounds are made up of carbon. So hence, this is the reason why we can say carbon is the most important element in the organic chemistry. Okay, so coming to the hybridization, you have to check few, let us check whether the carbon has double bond, triple bond, both side double bond or single bond. Okay, so whenever you have, okay, so first of all, let me draw one tabular form here so that you will get clarity. Okay, here I am going to write carbon. Whatever the carbon you people are choosing, you have to check that. Next, you have to check how many sigma bonds are there in that carbon. Next, you have to check how many pi bonds are there in that carbon. Next step you can take with the hybridization. Okay, right. So next, this is what just leave it. Okay, we can write extra. For example, if the given carbon is surrounded by single bond. Okay, all single bonds means, can say there are total 4 sigma bonds. Okay, right. So next, pi bonds, can I say there are total 0 pi bond? Okay, so before going to that, if you want, I will give again a small clarity, one more basics to you. Okay, just take it as a basics. Okay, so we people know that if there is a single bond, okay, it indicates 1 sigma bond, 0 pi bond. If there is a double bond, then inside the double bond there is 1 sigma bond, there is 1 pi bond. If there is a triple bond, okay, then at that time there is 1 sigma bond and 2 pi bonds. Clear till here? So this is the basics you should know. Okay, right. Can I say all are single bonds here? So that means all 4 are sigma and there is 0 pi. Okay, coming to the hybridizer, how you will find H value, number of sigma bond plus a lone pair. Okay, so how many sigma bonds you have in this? Can I say there are total 4 sigma bonds? Do you have anywhere lone pair on the carbon? 0. Can say H value is 4. So whenever H value is 4, what will be the hybridization? sp3 hybridization. Okay, sp3 hybridization. Next, whenever the carbon have only one side double bond. Okay, so that means out of 4 bonds there is one double bond and remaining 2 are single bond. Can say there are total 3 sigma bond and 1 pi bond, right? So in this just now I said whenever there is a double bond, out of this there is one sigma, there is one pi. Can say sigma, sigma and sigma, below one is pi bond, right? So the 3 sigma bonds, 1 pi bond. Let us go with the H value. H is equal to sigma plus lone pair. How many sigma bonds we have? 3. How many lone pairs? Do you find anywhere dots on the carbon? No. So H value will be 3. Therefore hybridization is what? sp2 hybridization. Okay, next moving to the next one, having carbon both side double bond. Make sure that carbon should not have more than 4 bonds. Okay, so at this time can I say this is sigma, this is pi, right? This is sigma, this is pi. So how many sigma bonds you have? 2 sigma bonds, 2 pi bond. So H value is 2 plus 0, which is nothing but 2. 2 indicates which hybridization? sp hybridization. Okay, next one, last one, carbon having triple bond and one single bond. Can you see inside the triple bond there is one sigma and 2 pi bonds? So therefore total number of sigma are how many? 2 sigma bonds. And how many pi bonds? 2 pi bonds. Okay, so therefore if I ask you H 2 plus 0, which is nothing but 2, so what will be the hybridization? sp hybridization. Okay, so this is the way to understand the hybridization. So how you will find hybridization in organic chemistry? Number of sigma bonds plus lone pair. Okay, na? Right. So moving to the next one, because later on you are going to study how to find hybridization for the functional group related compounds. Okay, right. So in the shortcut, how you, if you want, you can just remember in the shortcut, just remember this first box and last box is enough. Like how you people are going to practice when carbon all are single bonds, sp3 hybridization, carbon one side double bond, sp2 hybridization, carbon both side double bond, sp hybridization, carbon triple bond, sp hybridization. Like this, you people can directly remember. Okay, right now let us do few questions on this. So write down the first question. Okay, so before going to that, we will go with the second concept, then we will go with the numericals. Okay, second one is degree of carbon. Degree of carbon. That is nothing but primary, secondary, tertiary, like that. Okay, so first type of carbon is what? Primary carbon. Primary carbon, which is denoted by what? 1 degree C. That is nothing but primary carbon. Okay, right. So let us write the definition of primary carbon. What is the meaning of primary carbon? Okay, write down selected carbon. Selected carbon should be surrounded by one carbon or no carbon. If the selected carbon is not surrounded by any other carbon, then that carbon is considered as a primary carbon. Or else second definition, the selected carbon should be surrounded by only one carbon. Okay, next second one is what? Secondary carbon. Secondary carbon denoted by 2 degrees C. So let me try to explain you what is secondary carbon. Okay, write down selected carbon should be surrounded by 2 carbons or not all. Selected carbon should be surrounded by 2 carbons. Next, third one, tertiary carbon. Tertiary carbon, which is nothing but 3 degree carbon. So let me try to explain you what is tertiary carbon, which is nothing but selected carbon should be surrounded by 3 carbons. Selected carbon should be surrounded by 3 carbons. Next, fourth one is quaternary carbon. Quaternary carbon, which is nothing but 4-degree carbon. So definition for this will be what? Selected carbon should be surrounded by 4 carbons. Selected carbon should be surrounded by 4 carbons. Okay, right. One last concept, then we'll go with the questions. Okay, and the third concept is degree of hydrogen. Degree of hydrogen. Just now we learned degree of carbon. Now we are going to learn degree of hydrogen. Okay, so the first one is primary hydrogen. Primary means 1 degree. 1 degree hydrogen or primary hydrogen, both are same. Now what is the meaning of primary hydrogen? Hydrogen attached to. Hydrogen attached to 1 degree carbon is called primary hydrogen. Next, what is the meaning of secondary hydrogen? Secondary hydrogen says that hydrogen, all those hydrogens which are attached to secondary carbon. Now, what is the meaning of secondary carbon? Selected carbon should be surrounded by 2 carbons. Okay. Next, third one is tertiary hydrogen. What is the meaning of tertiary hydrogen? Hydrogen attached to tertiary carbon. Next, fourth one is quaternary hydrogen. So what is the meaning of quaternary hydrogen? First of all, quaternary hydrogen doesn't exist. Now you will say that, ma'am, why quaternary hydrogen doesn't exist? If it exists, what will be the definition? Hydrogen attached to quaternary carbon. What is the meaning of quaternary carbon? Selected carbon should be surrounded by 4 carbon. Can say already the selected carbon is surrounded by 4 bonds. Is there a chance of attaching any hydrogen? There is no chance. So therefore quaternary hydrogen doesn't exist. Is done? Clear till here? Okay. Let us go with the next now. We'll go with few examples. So write down the heading examples. So coming to the example, the first example, 1 minute, better we'll go with the drop. Okay, I'll directly will go. Okay, now first what I'm going to do, I'm going to just write down the carbons and we'll learn how to add the hydrogens to the carbons. So the first, we'll write one small example. Yeah, C, double bond C, single bond C, triple bond C, single bond C, double bond C, double bond C. Okay, so now I will make you to write how to write hydrogens whenever they don't provide in the question. Okay, just by seeing you need to answer. And you people know that each carbon is surrounded by how many bonds? 4 bonds. Okay, so the number of bonds missing is equal to number of hydrogen. For example, let this will be our first carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. See, I'm not talking anything regarding IUPAC. IUPAC is the secondary. This is just a for understanding purpose. I gave the number. Few students may think that, ma'am, in IUPAC we have to start from right to left or left to right. I'm not dealing with IUPAC. I'm just writing for understanding purpose. I just written the number. IUPAC is our secondary. Okay, at that time I will help you where how to start the numbering. Everything we are going to cover in the IUPAC. Okay, right. In the first carbon is surrounded by how many bonds? 2 bonds, right? But a carbon should have how many bonds? 4 bonds, right? So how many bonds are missing for the first carbon? 2 bonds are missing. So therefore you have to write 2 hydrogens. Next, second carbon is surrounded by 3 bonds. How many bonds are missing? 1 bond. So therefore you have to add hydrogen, 1 hydrogen. Third carbon is surrounded by 4 bonds. So that means no bond is missing. So you should not use any hydrogen. Fourth carbon. Hence it is surrounded by total 4 bonds. Hence we should not use anywhere hydrogen. Next, fifth carbon. Can say fifth carbon is surrounded by only 3 bonds. So one bond is missing. So therefore you have to use one hydrogen. Next, sixth carbon surrounded by 4 bonds. So no need to use any hydrogen. Next, seventh carbon is surrounded by 2 bonds. So you require more 2 bonds. So therefore I am writing CH2. Got clarity how to write the hydrogens whenever they don't provide in the question? Done? Right. So now the question, first step, what you have to do, find out the hybridization of first carbon, second carbon, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. Okay. So for the first carbon, can say, as I said, to remember, if carbons are surrounded by single bond, sp3 hybridization, one side double bond, sp2 hybridization, both side double bond, sp hybridization, one side triple bond, sp hybridization. Can say first carbon has only double bond, one side double bond, right? So one side double bond indicates which hybridization? sp2. So therefore the first carbon is sp2 hybridization. Got clarity how to identify? Right. Moving to the next one, second carbon. In the second carbon, you can see that the second carbon is surrounded by only one side double bond. One side double bond indicates what? sp2. So that means this carbon is sp2 hybridization. Next, coming to the third carbon. Can say third carbon have one side triple bond, right? So one side triple bond indicates what? One side triple bond indicates sp hybridization, right? So therefore, third carbon is what? sp hybridization. Next, fourth carbon, right? Fourth carbon is surrounded by only one side triple bond. So one side triple bond indicates what? sp hybridization. Next, fifth one. Can say this carbon is surrounded by only one side double bond, right? One side double bond indicates what? sp2 hybridization. Sixth carbon, you can see that both side double bonds are there. So whenever you have both side double bond, indicates what? sp hybridization. Next, seventh carbon. Can the seventh carbon only one side double bond is there? Right? One side double bond indicates what? sp2 hybridization. Understood how to find out the hybridization? Next. So the next point is you have to identify whether it is a primary carbon, secondary, tertiary. Okay. Can say the first carbon cell, first carbon is surrounded by only one carbon, right? So therefore it is called primary carbon. Second carbon is surrounded by both sides. Two carbons are there, right? Left and right, top bottom nothing is there, so left and right two carbons are there. Any selected carbon surrounded by two carbons is called secondary carbon. Selected carbon is surrounded by two carbons, secondary carbon. So remaining all are acting as what? Secondary carbon. So this terminal one, seventh carbon is surrounded by only one carbon. There is no carbon in the top, bottom, right. So therefore it is called primary carbon. Clear till here? Right. Let us go with the next second example. Yes, look at the second example. Right, so let us try to discuss the second example. Before going to start, let us try to write with the hydrogens. Okay, so this the let it be first carbon, right? So surrounded by two bonds. Two bonds are missing. So what I will write? CH2 double bond. Next, carbon surrounded by three bonds. One carbon is one bond is missing. So I will write one hydrogen. Okay, or else first we'll draw, later we'll write the hydrogen. We'll try to elaborate the structure. Okay, C double bond C, single bond C. Can say this is a bracket, right? Bracket taken twice. What is the meaning of bracket taken twice? That part you have to write double. Okay, so which part we have to write double? CH3 part you have to write double. That means above one CH3 group, below one CH3 group. I hope you people understood the meaning of the bracket. If the bracket is taken thrice, repeat the one in the three times. Okay, next single bond C, triple bond C. Now let us try to add the hydrogen. So as I said, carbon should have total 4 bonds. right? Now, so this carbon is surrounded by two bonds are missing, so I will write it as a two hydrogen. Second carbon is surrounded by three bonds, so one bond is missing, so hence you can take one hydrogen. Okay, this carbon is surrounded by four bonds, so no need to write any hydrogen. Above, below carbons have already hydrogen, so no need to write any hydrogen. Next, fourth carbon, you can see that surrounded by four bonds, so no hydrogen. And the last carbon is surrounded by three bonds, one bond is missing, so I will write one hydrogen. Clear till here? Right. So now you need to find out about this carbon, this one and this one. So first of all we need to find out the hybridization. Okay, as you know, can I say this carbon is surrounded by only one side double bond. One side double bond indicates what? sp2 hybridization. So this carbon is surrounded by no double bonds, no triple bonds. Can say that indicates all are single bonds. All single bonds indicates what? sp3 hybridization, right? Next, so this carbon is surrounded by zero double bonds. There is no double bond, no triple bond, nothing. All are single bonds, so hence its hybridization is sp3. Next, this carbon is surrounded by one side triple bond. One side triple bond indicates sp hybridization. And the last carbon is also surrounded by one side triple bond, so you can take sp hybridization, right? Next, after hybridization you need to find out the degree. This carbon is surrounded by only one carbon. There is no carbon up or down left. So therefore what you can say? Primary carbon. Okay. Whereas this carbon, can say this carbon only upper side you have one carbon, left, right, bottom nothing is there. Since the carbon is surrounded by one carbon, so hence it is called primary carbon. Next, coming to this one, this carbon up or down left, right, four carbons are there. So hence you should call quaternary carbon. Okay, next this carbon is surrounded left side one carbon, right side one carbon, so secondary carbon. Whereas this carbon only left side we have, there is no carbon top, bottom, right, so hence it is called primary carbon. Clear till here? Next you people take one as homework question. Okay, take this question as homework. CH3 taken thrice. Okay, taken thrice carbon bond, carbon bond, carbon. Next, the bracket CH2, sorry, CH3, and close the bracket, single bond, C double bond C. You need to find elaborate the structure, add the hydrogens, find the hybridization, and find the degree of carbon. Clear till here? Right. Next, I will leave some space. Tomorrow I will discuss that. The next class. Okay. Next, fourth one is alene. So alene structure is nothing but C double bond, C double bond, C. This is the structure of alene. We need to add the hydrogen. So this carbon is surrounded by two bonds are missing, so CH2. Middle carbon is surrounded by four bonds, no need to add the hydrogen. Terminal carbon is surrounded by two bonds are missing, so H2. Okay, right. So let us try to understand here hybridization. Okay, so this carbon is surrounded by one side double bond. One side double bond indicates what? sp2 hybridization, right? So central carbon is surrounded by both side double bond. Both side double bond indicates sp hybridization. Terminal carbon is surrounded by one side carbon, only one side double bond, so you get sp2 hybridization. Coming to degree, this carbon has only right side carbon, there is no carbon in the top, left, bottom, so primary carbon. This carbon have left, right, but not top, bottom, so two carbons are surrounded, so hence you can call secondary carbon. And last one is what? Primary carbon. Okay, right. Next, fifth one, CH2, C double bond O, CH2. Okay, so need to find out hybridization for all this carbon. Okay, first of all, can say this carbon is surrounded by no double bond, no triple bond, nothing like that, right? If nothing is there, okay, if nothing is there, what you can say, sp3 hybridization. Next, the middle carbon is surrounded by one side double bond, right? Only one side double bond indicates what? sp2 hybridization. Sorry, it should be 3. Okay, ch3, c double bond to ch3, right? And here you what you are going to get, sp3 hybridization. Okay, next we'll write the formula and we'll try to elaborate the structure. Next, sixth one. Okay, right, so sixth one is CN taken 4. IUPAC we are going to study in the upcoming classes, but for now we'll try to elaborate the structure, try to write the sigma bonds and pi bonds. Okay, so here indicates what, there is only one carbon. So let me try to explain you how to draw this structure. So I'm going to draw one carbon. Okay, next this carbon has a bracket part 4 times. What is a bracket part? CN, cyanide group. Okay, so how many cyanide groups you have to draw for the given carbon? 4. So that means can I take cyanide, cyanide, okay, cyanide and cyanide, okay. But still can say there is a few chemical bonds between cyanide, and you people know that cyanide is nothing but C triple bond N group, right? Now if I try to elaborate this structure, so what you will get, C triple bond N, C triple bond N, C triple bond N, and C triple bond N. This is not the exact structure. The exact structure looks like different, but for your clarity, since it is in the starting point, I'm just for your clarity drawing like this. But in generally, the cyanide structure you have to draw little above. Okay, this is not the exact structure. Just for understanding the number of bonds, I am drawing like this. Okay, right. So now we need to find out all the information regarding this carbon, regarding the middle carbon, next this carbon, next this carbon, and next this carbon. Okay, right. So or else we'll take let I think you people understood the hybridization everything, right? So better we'll go with how many sigma bonds. So this sixth question is how to find number of sigma bonds, how to find number of pi bonds. So many students get confused in these questions. Okay, so the first step what you have to do, count the total number of bonds. So whenever they ask you to find number of sigma bonds and pi bonds, always remember find the total number of bonds. So in this structure, what are the total number of bonds we have? So this will avoid the confusion. Okay, so total number of bonds 3 3 3 3 6 7 8 9 10. Can say total number of bonds are 10, right? Now out of these how many are pi bonds? Okay, so again I'm going to repeat you, whenever you have single bonds, okay, single bond indicates what? One sigma bond, zero pi bond. If there is a double bond, inside the double bond there is one sigma bond, one pi bond. Next, triple bond. Inside the triple bond, there is one sigma bond, two pi bonds. Okay. Now, if you observe this one, can say this is a triple bond, right? Triple bond contain how many pi bonds? Two pi bonds. Okay. Triple bond indicates two pi bonds. Triple bond indicates two pi bonds. Triple bond indicates two pi bonds. Can say remaining everywhere you can see single bond. So total number of pi bonds are how many? Sorry, 1 minute. Total number of bonds are not 10 bit. Okay, so how many bonds? 3 3 3 3. How many? 3 4s are 12, 13 14 15 16. Total number of bonds are 16. Okay, right. Next, out of 16, how many pi bonds we have? Just now we counted 8 pi bonds. So therefore sigma bonds will be how many? 8. So don't get confused by counting sigma bonds or sigma. If you count separately sigma bonds, definitely you will get the wrong answer. So better first what you have to do, count the total number of bonds, then count the pi bonds. Sorry, then count the sigma bonds. First pi bonds, then sigma. Just do the subtraction. Okay, right. Let us go with the next one.